Hi, my name is Richard Crawford, host of the Supply and Demand Show, where we delve into the dynamic world of global supply chain and we navigate through the complexities, disruptions, and innovations that shape this vital network of interconnected businesses. From sourcing raw materials to delivering finished products, we'll uncover the challenges that arise at each stage and explore the strategies for optimizing efficiency and sustainability. And each week, we'll highlight a specific supply chain event. And of course, I'll be joined each episode by my co-host and resident supply chain expert, guru, professionale, Mr. Kareem Kafuri, founder and CEO of the Atlas Network. KK, Kareem, how's it going, buddy?
Good, Richard. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. What you been up to?
Just been a little busy with something called Manifest. It was a big event. We had a great time out there in Vegas, obviously. Meeting with some amazing CEOs and professional business people at some of the largest organizations in the supply chain space. I think we both had a really good time there, which was awesome. And, looking forward to talking a little bit about that today, too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. We got to talk to a lot of people. Now, there's a lot happening in your world right now since you've come back from Manifest. First of all, China Daily.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
huge. That's huge, man. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been doing obviously a good amount of writing and op-ed pieces and things of that nature. And, China Daily, picked up some writings that I had interest in. I think there was a lot of sort of misinformation regarding what's been happening in manufacturing and in supply chain as it relates to China these days. And so I kind of gave my thoughts and takes on some of this. And it got picked up, very well. And obviously that's a huge publication. I think they have a readership of something like 52 million globally. But yeah, I continue to, write and kind of produce my opinions and takes on things. Having 20 years of supply chain experience, I sort of have an interesting perspective, and I try to do as much of that as I can. So yeah, it was a great article. If anybody would like to check that out, they can obviously look at they can look at China Daily and my name, and then you'll find the article. It came up probably about in the last 2 weeks or something like that.
Very cool. Big time, Kareem. Big time. Well, look,
I'm as you.
well, look, this show, this episode is a little different from what we usually do because we actually don't have a guest with us today to interview. But what we do have are three very, very important interviews that we did while we were at Manifest. These are huge hitters that we had the opportunity, thanks to Charlie Pesty and, of course, you, Kareem, setting all this up. It was pretty incredible who we chatted to. Why don't you tell our audience who it was?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had, outside of the 19, interviews we did, there were three very large ones that we're kind of calling out in this session or episode. One of them was DHL, obviously DHL and DHL supply chain, where we spoke with Drew Toronto and had very good conversation with him and about the things that are happening in the world for DHL these days. We spoke with Yakun Shah, basically with Alibaba, head of kind of North American logistics.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, they're not so big, they're huge. But we had a great conversation with him, who heads up kind of the North American efforts regarding supply chain and business services at Alibaba. Had a very good interview with him for a while. And then we spoke with Mark McCullough of Gebruder Weiss, who is a shipping and logistics organization that's been doing this for basically about 500 years out of Austria and so on. So they've got the pedigree and the history in doing kind of everything logistics and supply chain. So, it was great conversation and, looking forward to, talk a little bit more about that. So.
All right. So let's run those interviews. All right, so please introduce yourself, tell us your name, tell us your company's name, which I think I already know, obviously, and then what you guys actually do.
Sure, so Drew Toronto, I'm the Senior Director of Strategy for our e-commerce business with DHL Supply Chain. We're a contract logistics provider providing services like warehousing, transportation, packaging, and e-commerce fulfillment.
My name is Yikun Shao. I'm thrilled to be here. I work with Alibaba.com. I lead the North America supply chain function for Alibaba.com. which, as you know, is an online B2B marketplace. So our company, we are focused on connecting business buyers and suppliers around the world. And we've also been developing tools to empower these business customers in both their sourcing and cross-border fulfillment journeys.
I think I've heard of that company before.
Yes, I hope so.
Sure, I'm Mark McCullough. I'm the CEO for Gebruder Weiss in North America. Gebruder Weiss is an international logistics provider, air, sea, land transport, and supply chain. We're over 550 years old, still family owned, from the Alps in Austria, and we expanded into the United States back in 2003. Yeah, we're freight forwarders.
Well, the good news is, Mark, so far you got all the questions right.
Oh, fantastic.
Drew, why are you here? Why come to Manifest, and what do you expect to achieve and do while you're here?
It's a great question. So for me, this is an important event, not only for me as my role, but just for the industry itself. Kind of three key things for me while I'm here is obviously to see the new emerging technology. I will tell everyone I claim to know not anything. So let's go ahead and continue to learn and evolve at the space. I'm here to meet with my customers. A lot of them are here. So it's a good time for us to touch base and to connect. And I'm also here just to learn about the market and stay connected in the network of logistics.
You know, Manifest is a collection of the best, right? And we felt that GW being, a service excellence provider, we needed to be here as well. And, to make contact with customers, but also vendors and make new connections to better our products for our customers as well.
First and foremost, I think I would like to, explore the latest and industry-leading innovations and technologies across the supply chain areas. Because at Alibaba, we always focus on empowering our customers with our digital and intelligent capabilities. So staying at the forefront of technological development is certainly very important for us. I'm also here to share some of our customer insights about, in terms of challenges and opportunities for global sourcing that are faced by our customers. And on that basis, at Alibaba.com, what solutions we have developed to help them either navigate or tackle some of their biggest pain points. And of course, in that sense, we are also actively looking into any existing solutions in the market. And that brings me to the third reason I'm here is to, connect with, ecosystem partners and like-minded business executives so that we can discuss and explore synergies between our businesses and eventually try to build a well-rounded solution for our customers going forward.
This is a very fast industry. It's a very fast-changing industry. So from your point of view and your company's point of view, what are the biggest changes that are happening now, and how are you guys dealing with that?
So the biggest thing right now within the logistics space is it is going through enormous change. COVID made us headliners. We're finally important in the world now, and people know who we are. Right. I think we're seeing a lot of things, obviously, with the labor market. That's always been a kind of a challenge, and that's providing more opportunity now for robotics and automation. So we're spending a lot of time and effort finding solutions that work, that have that ROI being a big thing. I think the other area now is supply chain creates a ton of data, and I think no one has solved that yet, and we are spending an enormous amount of time understanding the data, building machine learning models, trying to make us better and help our customers be better.
I think from a logistics and cross-border shipping perspective, what we have all seen are a lot of disruptions. They are not anticipated. And even during the pandemic, not to mention that everyone has been affected by that. But even after that, we have seen other disruptions created from different angles, including geopolitical tensions. So it is very important to obtain visibility into your business operations as well as your cross-border activities. So at Alibaba.com, we have been very focused on developing, from a cross-border perspective, efficient tools for our customers to maintain the greatest control throughout their sourcing and fulfillment or logistics perspectives. That may include, AI-powered smart assistant tools where our customers can use to, streamline their, RFQs, for example, or streamline their online transactions. But it may also include, what we recently rolled out as, what we call a logistics marketplace that can enable our customers to find their desired logistics solutions in the most cost-effective and efficient manner. but at the same time, maintain the fullest visibility into where the shipment's whereabouts.
Yeah, I have to say, based on that answer, I'm pretty sure you guys are quite well equipped for a lot of the changes that are coming up.
You know, one of the most significant changes, in the last few years has really been the nearshoring move, right? The southern border expansion, and we started 3-4 years ago expanding our presence along the southern border, and we'll continue to do that. I think you'll see more and more ally shoring and nearshoring in the near future, just because of all the geopolitical issues and the things that could happen. So I would say that's the most fast changing and one of the ones that you need to react to. It's very important.
That was the hard part, Drew.
Yeah.
That was the hard part of the interview.
I mean, we all know about DHL, but for customers that are out there, 1, 2 words in brief words to kind of, sum it up, what would you put to DHL?
I think for DHL, we are customer focused and people focused.
Nice.
I broke your rule there, but they're both two. I'm going to go both ways.
I think one of the keywords for sure is change, because at Alibaba, we have a company model saying that change is the only constant. So we are always aware of changes happening both internally and in the macro environment and our customers' business landscape, so that we can always stay very nimble and keep challenging ourselves. Sometimes even take a step back to really dig deep into our customers' core needs so that we can best address that. So I think change is one keyword I would definitely highlight. And another keyword our company has been very focused on these days is AI. So everyone is very focused on AI, but we are really investing very heavily into this area so that we can really make our customers' journeys more efficient and more effective. For example, we have AI-powered smart assistant tools, real-time translation, smart RFQ tools, or upgraded or what we call advanced image search tools. So all of those, I think, to ride on the wave of AI development, we can, really make things even better for our customers.
Your business in just a few words, 1, 2 words, what would that be?
Service excellence.
I think we love our people, we take care of our people, and what we feel is if we take care of our people, they're going to take care of our customers. And you'll see that day in and day out in the culture in DHL, is we're here to make sure our customers are better every single day, and we're there to support them in their supply chain strategies.
Well, actually, I have one more question just to throw you a curveball, and this one's very serious.
Okay.
You get ready? Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Boom. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
It's been dogs every time so far. Right. All right, now hear me out on this one.
Okay.
Right. I am good at marketing, and if I do a good job here, maybe you could hire me. I'm thinking of a word to describe this company, and it's staring me right in the face. How about harmonize?
Harmonize. You're right.
That's right. That's right.
We're going to sign you up for our marketing team, right?
Yes, I got. But before you go, let our audience know, how do we get a hold of you? How do we get a hold of your company?
Sure, absolutely. GW-world.com. That's our global website. And of course, if you're looking in North America, you just click on the North American page. And we'd be happy to help you and show you what GW is all about.
Awesome, mate. Thank you.
Appreciate
it. Thank you. I know you're a really busy man, so we're not going to keep you much longer. But before we go, how can people get a hold of you personally and the department that you're in and talk to you about their needs?
Yeah, absolutely. I would be more than happy to talk to anyone who's interested in our business or our business initiatives. And you can easily reach me on LinkedIn through my name, Yikun Shao, Yikun Shao. And I'm keeping a constant eye on my LinkedIn messages, and I will be more than happy to connect.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
No,
it was a real pleasure to chat with you. Thank you.
When you're at Manifest, come visit our booth. If you're not here and you want to catch up with us, DHL.com and DHL Supply Chain specifically, we'll take care of you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Wow, incredible. I hope our audience enjoyed listening to them and seeing them as much as we enjoyed interviewing those people. Cream, there was a lot in there. A lot of insight and a lot of onion to unpeel, really.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I really liked when we were asking them kind of to in very short words, sort of say what they were envisioning about their company and their focus. And, with DHL, it was definitely about customers. You know, they were talking about how customers come first and the importance. They obviously also had all over their banners and billboards the word harmonize, which we kind of, you know, brought up as well, which I think was important. I think that for Alibaba, it was quite interesting because they were discussing that, you know, change is their only constant, that they're consistently sort of innovating and changing, and that was really important. And then obviously when it came to Gebruder Weiss, they were just talking about, you know, their service and their ongoing kind of history and capabilities within the space, having done this for you know, several hundred years. So I think that was really, really good. Great conversations. I have a lot of things coming up too, you know, in the next couple of weeks. You want me to talk about some of the things that I have coming up and that we have coming up?
Yeah, because we have quite a busy few weeks ahead of us.
Yeah, no, we do. I mean, we're going to have a lot more guests like we continue to do, and really innovative people on our show, which I think will be wonderful to just lend their expertise and credentials to what we do. I will be traveling back to China. It's been a while since I've been back there, so I'm excited. I'll see my people and my teams and everything else. And actually, as the first US-based verified supplier of Alibaba, I am being invited to go to the Hangzhou headquarters. And apparently I will look to do some interviewing for the show and for the things that we're doing from Hangzhou, from Alibaba, which I think will be great for us and for the audience. And they also want to interview me as well and about our company and the things that we sort of do here as a first US-based verified supplier of Alibaba. So it'll be nice to be at the mothership in Hangzhou, China, doing that. And then we've got something interesting coming up in May, which is going to be another Thomson Reuters event, which is Supply Chain USA. It looks to be like a really great event there in Atlanta, Georgia. I think it's like May 22nd to the 24th. And for that show, obviously, we'll be kind of walking around and getting a kind of take on things and the interesting perspectives of businesses and supply chains and logistics USA conference. And I'll also be moderating 2 panels too, which should be quite interesting as well. So I'm quite excited about that. I think one of the panels has some people from Unilever. The other one has some folks, I think, from like Gallo Wine Company and so on. So it'll be really an interesting scenario to be asking the questions instead of answering the questions as a moderator at that show. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more things coming up too in the space too.
You know, Unilever was started by a Scotsman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I gotta throw a shout out there for our small nation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, you know, it's going to be exciting times. And then, you know, one thing that we didn't get to this year, which I would very much like to do next year, it just was a little bit too crowded on the schedule, was TPM. There was the TPM event that took place in Long Beach just a week or two ago. And, you know, it looked like it was quite an amazing event. There was a lot of interesting colleagues of ours in the supply chain space that were there. Yeah. We should definitely get there next year. So, you know, more events, more things to kind of cover in the future here. Yeah. For our audience, we're going to try and get to as many of these shows as we can and bring you all footage and interviews from the shows. So even if you can't go, it's almost like they were there, right? Exactly. Absolutely. With two cool people to hang out with. Speaking of hanging out, I had to leave Vegas early. Like I didn't get to stay the extra day that you did. And you got to actually do something really special on that extra day. And I'm so jealous. You went to the Sphere to see U2. I've got to know how it is. You can tell our audience how it is, because they just wrapped up, by the way. They just wrapped up their residency, so they're done. But you had a chance to see it. I mean, was it incredible? Oh, it was really great. I mean, you know, I want to say that I think that that's the way that conferences are going to kind of, I mean, not conferences, that shows, concerts are going to be going forward in the future. I mean, it was an unbelievable multimedia experience. The whole entire inside of the Sphere was essentially a big screen where it changed from day to night in different environments and different kinds of unique sort of visuals, and the sound was bouncing all over the place in really unique ways. And then it's U2. I mean, it's U2. They're a legendary act. They're a legendary group. So, you know, it was wonderful to see them and to see it that way. So I mean, if anybody can get to the Sphere and check out, that kind of experience, I absolutely suggest it. Very unique and interesting.
Now, on the flip side of that, Kareem, I got to do something pretty special when I was down in Sydney, Australia. I got to see the Eras tour with Taylor Swift.
Oh, you're a Swiftie now?
Swiftie? I'm for sure a Swiftie. I didn't know any words to any songs before I went to the concert, but what a multimedia production show that is. It's the show of a lifetime. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to tie this back to supply and demand, because the logistics, the supply chain logistics to put this thing together are phenomenal. And she has 5 jumbo jets that travel the world with all of the equipment. 5.
Well,
Even what they call the steel work, which normally if you go to a different city on a tour, locally you'll get all the framework and the steel work. There's no point in taking that all around the world with you. Not on this show. They literally take everything. It was phenomenal.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and I mean, I remember, I think I was traveling in India at the time, and you sort of, FaceTimed me, and I was able to let my kids who were, with us in the group kind of see Taylor Swift live, which was unbelievable. She's an amazing.
Maybe I'll reach out to her. We'll get her on the show. She tell us a little bit about her. Tell us a little bit of her logistical issues as she travels the world.
Yeah, you could talk about the supply chain of putting on her music concerts, which I'm sure is an unbelievable task and undertaking, like you just said. So it's she's a phenomenon. She's doing great. I mean, to that point, something interesting. I don't know if you knew, but she actually had a concert, I think it was like last year or something like that, where the people were bouncing up and down in the stadium so much that it actually triggered the Richter scale, which is like the earthquake scale.
Wow, yeah, wow.
She literally created a man-made earthquake and moved the earth with basically the level of like activity. So, definitely a phenomenal talent.
It's the Taylor Swift effect. I posted on my Instagram, which I normally get a few thousand likes or views or whatever. The post of her got 500,000 views. 500,000. It's like crazy. Taylor Swift economy. There you go. Well, we'll wrap it up here, Kareem. Before we go, tell our audience how they can get a hold of you.
Absolutely. So we can be reached at www.theatlasnetwork.com or LinkedIn at Kareem Kafoury. Happy to speak with anybody on any supply chain related issues or needs. We're a supply chain solutions company, been doing it for almost 20 years now. And absolutely.
Yep. And of course, don't forget to like and follow our pages at the Supply and Demand Show on LinkedIn and YouTube. Thank you for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.